G'day everyone, Jai here for the channel today, and I have someone very special with me, vocalist and violinist, not something I get to say very often, for metal band Imminence. Eddie, how are you today, my friend?
I'm great. Thank you for having me, man.
No, thank you for being here. Wow, what a roller coaster of a ride it's been for you guys for the, geez, I would like to say last year, but it's really been the last 18 months. How's it kind of been on your end of things?
Yeah, it's hard to explain. I mean, it's been so many good things happening to us, no pun intended, over the course of these 18 months, really.
Yeah.
And we're so happy about where all of this has taken us.
No, it's kind of unreal. You've gone from playing, and I actually got to see you live at Wacken in 2023 in the mud. Very difficult to kind of make it to the stage in time, but my wife
Yeah.
was definitely not letting me miss you guys go on. In fact, she heard the band tuning up, and I've never seen her. It's almost like she levitated out of the mud and was just instantly at the stage. What an incredible live show you guys do as well. And that's why I was so excited when you got announced
Thank
for
you.
Good Things, because you obviously can play to a festival. How excited is it to actually do Good Things, pun intended this time, because this is looking to be the biggest Good Things we've ever put on in Australia.
I mean, it's incredible,
Mm.
really, having our music taking us to all these places in the world. And obviously, Australia has been on our sites for a long time now. So it does feel great to finally get over there. And yeah, festival's always a very good introduction
Mm.
as you kind of get a feeling of, your fan base and the excitement around the band.
And it's a good festival to kind of introduce yourself to Australia too, because I don't know if you've had a good look at the lineup, but it's very diverse, is to say. I don't know if you know some of these Australian bands that are playing, but you've got pop music that was popular in the 90s all the way to Korn, for example. So to have you guys on here,
Mm.
and I think a lot of people are going to be surprised when they say Imminence on stage, because like I mentioned at the beginning, and if you haven't heard of Imminence before, you also play the violin while doing all the singing and screaming. Tell me a little bit about that. Was that always the plan to kind of do that, or I don't know, how'd that come to be? Because it's very unique.
No, it did happen quite randomly, I'd
Mm,
say. Um, we did have like string arrangements in our debut album. Um, and I think that the first introduction to it was after our second album, and we did some acoustic songs. Um, we we had some solo violin on
yeah.
some of those tracks, and we started playing one of those songs live, and we felt like, oh, there's something different here, and like people are really responding to it in a powerful way. So when it came to writing Turn the Light On, we started to incorporate that and explore what we could do with the violin as a lead instrument. But the fact of like playing it while singing was never a plan of mine,
Mm.
because I'm not that good at multitasking. And it just kind of happened that when we were shooting some music videos, and I did that on some parts because I thought it would look cool, but then kind of regretted it afterwards, because then I realized that I have to do this live. So I had to kind of figure out a way to do that.
No, that's
But yeah,
that's
it worked out.
it worked out fantastically for you. But yeah, it's one of those things. If you show something and it looks good, people are going to expect it. So I guess look, at the end of the day, it paid off. I remember when you guys kind of blew up on TikTok and that was going around. That's how I first discovered you at the end of the day. So if it works, it works. So you got to kind of roll with the punches on that one. Speaking of online stuff at the moment, and I don't know how much you can talk about this, but I saw an interesting post today that just said "From Sweden with Love," and it had a certain someone from Orbit Culture in that photo as well. Now, it did say something was coming Thursday. This interview will probably come out after that's released. But what do you got cooking there? What's planning there if you can share anything?
Yeah, I mean, it's coming out very soon.
Mm.
I don't know what time you have over there. What's
Uh,
what's the time?
6 p.m. on a Wednesday.
6 p.m. So about midnight for you,
Oh,
you'll be able to hear something on Spotify and other streaming platforms as well.
okay. Now you've given me just a little bit of a teaser, and yeah, I've got 6 hours until I can hear that. So I'm looking forward to seeing whatever that is. Very excited. I've got to say, you guys in particular, Culture as well. Fantastic. So it's kind of seemed like a match made in heaven. I'm curious to what you guys have done. How'd that come together? Like, was that in the pipelines for a while, or did you just kind of, I guess you guys Swedish, so you must run into each other occasionally.
We actually did a support tour of In Flames
Mm.
at the end of 2022. So it was we both, Culture and Imminence, we were supporting bands, and we were actually sharing a bus for 6 weeks, traveling together. So we became really good friends on that tour. Really love the guys. So yeah, it was kind of a natural thing when we thought about, collaborating with
Mm.
other artists. It was one of the first names that came to mind, definitely.
Well, very exciting. I guess that's going to be out by the time everyone sees this interview, but I'm a very excited man at the moment. But let's get back to your journey down to Australia. It's not often you guys literally have to travel the very opposite end of the world. I know you're on a busy schedule whilst down here. Is there anything in Australia that you've heard of that's a rumor that you want a little bit of an insight on? Or is there anything you want to kind of do down here in between playing all these concerts for thousands and thousands of people?
Um, I usually don't plan ahead on those things. It's not like we're going on a vacation.
Yeah.
We're there to play some shows. So if we happen to be in a cool place, I think it's the best to just let it happen naturally. And if you are hanging out with some locals, maybe they have just the right thing to do.
Yeah. Now, I think you're going to enjoy your time down here. Beautiful time of year, but I don't want to jinx it because Australia is one of those countries where it was a beautiful sunny day here and it's going to be pouring down rain tomorrow. So fingers crossed we can keep the sun out for you when you come down, mate. But I don't have you for a
Yeah.
lot of time. So I want to just ask you about what you want to say to the Australian fans, especially the people that don't know who Imminence are. Why should they come see you play good things?
You put me on the spot.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I do, I do believe we have something different,
Mm.
something unique to offer, especially as a live band. Um, so yeah, I think I think you'll have a good time if you come out and watch our show.
And he's being modest at the moment, folks. Well, like I said, I went and saw him over at Vacken. He definitely knows how to perform live. The band sound amazing live, and you're one of the heaviest bands. And in some certain spots of, in your songs, you're one of the softest bands on the lineup. So if you don't understand what I just said, then go along and check Imminence out at Good Things. There's still a few tickets kind of floating around the web at the moment, but they are going fast. But Eddie, I really appreciated your time here today. I cannot wait to see you this December.
Thank you so much. I'm glad to be here, and yeah, thanks for all the kind words. And I'm super excited to get to uh, get to the festivals and meet you as well. So
No, beautiful. Well, thank you for your time. We'll see you then.